not delay the countdown.
And now, an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at Star Trek Insurrection.
Full thrusters.
This latest chapter is the most ambitious Star Trek adventure to date.
Of the feature films that we have done, Star Trek Insurrection undoubtedly is the biggest. This is a very dramatic and stirring story that's filled with a great deal of fun and action.
Take cover! In this story, the crew of the Starship Enterprise battles to protect an alien race called the Baku. They inhabit an idyllic planet, the site of a fountain of youth.
There is, in the atmosphere of the planet, an absolutely unique element which has a rejuvenating impact. And there are people who would very much like to acquire this extraordinary phenomenon.
Send down an assault team and take them by force.
A dying race called the Sona plot to overtake the planet. Academy Award-winning actor F. Murray Abraham plays the Sona leader.
The Sona represent what everybody has always felt since time immemorial. They don't want to grow old, and they're willing to go to extremes in order to become young again.
Eliminate them.
The surgically altered Sona were brought to life by makeup supervisor Michael Westmore, who did extensive research for the film.
I actually scrubbed up and went into surgery with a lot of doctors, and I saw them cutting and sewing up and removing skin, and he gave me a wonderful background to bring to this film.
Action.
On the Sona ship, there is a scene in which we see F. Murray Abraham's skin pulled back over his head and stapled so that he will, in his mind, look younger. And they do teeth implants and they transfuse blood.
Your body is producing far too many toxins.
What happens behind the mask is that the creative gate opens, and it's an enormous freedom that is only allowed to you through a mask.
This is going to end now.
The action sequences for the film were among the most complex ever attempted.
In the great tradition of Star Trek, this film has spectacular visual effects shots. The altered reality scene, and the palm pet, which is this wonderful, charming character that the boy plays with, and the holographic ship.
The filmmakers created a virtual armada of starships, ranging from the Enterprise E to a series of shuttles, scout vessels, and battleships.
God, it was beautiful.
For the Star Trek cast, reuniting on the bridge of the Enterprise was like a homecoming.
These reunions are fantastic experiences because it all takes place in an atmosphere that's as much fun as possible.
The relationships that we've built over the last decade have strengthened to the point where there are no holds barred on the set.
We're not looking at you anyway. Oh, you're not? We're going to the hero.
People talk about the chemistry between the characters. That obviously comes out of the chemistry between the people.
What I need, I can't get from Dr. Crusher.
Yuck.
Yuck.
When we get back together, all the characters are there instantly. It's like summer camp, you know, where you get to come back and play with your friends. And hopefully that makes it onto the screen.
Okay, Data, what do you think we should do?
Saddle up. Lock and load.
Keep these people moving!
This latest Star Trek adventure was filmed on remote locations throughout the West.
We're up here in the high Sierras, and we have come just about as high as we can come within the 48 states.
A fleet of helicopters battled treacherous winds to shuttle the cast and crew to the highest mountain peaks.
That was pretty terrifying. I had my eyes closed all the way.
Beamer!
The cold temperatures and thin air made shooting especially difficult.
Doing action with no oxygen is a challenge.
It made for dramatic filmmaking.
In 6 hours, every living thing in this system will be dead or dying.
But for all of the action, it is ultimately the characters and the story that remain at the heart of Star Trek Insurrection.
Insurrection is great storytelling. It's always been the foundation of everything that we do. Tell a good story.
There are hard choices to be made.
Send your ships.
Detonate!
Star Trek Insurrection.